Ayes 72, 25 nays.
Having received the concurrence of 2/3 of the members to which the House is entitled under the Constitution of the State of Tennessee, House Resolution 65 is hereby adopted without objection. The motion to reconsider is tabled.
And just like that, Tennessee Republicans have taken the first shot against democracy in favor of fascism when they expelled Democratic Representative Justin Jones as he fights relentlessly for the lives of his constituents. It's the suspension of the First Amendment to protect the bastardization of the Second.
How can you bring dishonor to an already dishonorable house? How can you bring disorder to a house that is out of order, where the speaker refuses to let representatives elected to speak for their people even be heard? How do you bring dishonor and disorder to a chamber that does not follow decorum, due process, constitutional rights, or the rules that they enact themselves? There is no equal application of law or rules as we see in this chamber, as we saw today. But it depends on who you know. It depends on if you have a certain letter by your name. It depends on if you have the supermajority. That does not sound like democracy to me.
It doesn't sound like a democracy because it isn't. But what we're not paying attention to is the fact that these kinds of Republicans simply don't want a democracy.
I actually think we're even more divided in some ways than we even were leading into the American Civil War. At least it was a Christian country back then. Now we have different metaphysics and we have all sorts of different types of views. But we have some things working in our favor, which is the great hope is that we can de-escalate the national politics and go back into hyper-local community and just say, I don't like the person in Portland, I don't like the person in Wichita, but I'm not going to try to imperialize their life. Until we get to that, the project is going to fall apart.
Absolutely. I was thinking about the word democracy and how it comes from demos, which means the people.
Yes.
And it's basically...
I hate the word democracy.
Yeah, it allows the mob to make decisions for the whole.
I'm not a fan of democracy.
It's pretty brute.
They don't want democracy because then they'd have to listen to the masses of people instead of the few donors and lobbyists that put them in their positions of power. It's people like the ones that these Tennessee Republicans have chosen to ignore.
Punishes members for disorderly behavior. Equal concurrence of 2/3 expelled them, but not a second time for the same offense.
That this is not, this should awaken to the world that there's no democracy in Tennessee, and that today's vote is a very dangerous precedent for the nation, and that, a week after a mass shooting, it's so outrageous that the first reaction of this body is to expel me, rather than to pass common sense gun laws, which we were asking for. Our community's in grieving. Nashville is in grieving, and this is their response to grieving. And I think that the nation needs to know and hold those in this chamber accountable. What's next for you? I will continue to stand with the people. I'm going to go join the people.